But so yeah, she had been there to celebrate that under false pretenses. But yeah, so I don't remember much of anything of what she's done, except just things that you say. So all I hear is negative stuff about her. But um, but yeah, but at this point, she is no longer mayor. Scott is, and Nick Mosby, and his wife, and all the crap they got going on. I mean, jobs still need to get done. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So yeah, you guys may or may not have violated this or that or whatever.
I really don't
But
care.
yeah. I mean, at this point, like if you did, I hope they hurry up, figure it out, kick y'all out your jobs, whatever, whatever. But if not, then
And I
jump
hope
back
it's not
in
a
and get
political
going.
ploy. That's my whole thing. The
Yeah.
way it seems to me, it's fishy as hell, and I think it's a political ploy.
I
That's all I
haven't read
think.
much into it because
Yeah,
that's how little I care. But
yeah. I mean,
um,
I care for the simple fact that we're still losing our children and innocent people are getting killed
yeah, but no,
while
I'm
this is
talking
being
about
played out.
yeah, I'm
Because
talking about them specifically. What
yeah,
happens to
but I
them?
mean,
Like if they
it's
lose their
all
jobs, they do. If they
no, no,
don't,
no.
they
But
don't.
think about it. The police are not policing
Yeah.
because they don't like Marilyn Mosby because she tried to prosecute the people that killed
Right. Yeah. No,
Freddie
I'm
Gray.
just saying my not caring doesn't go that deep. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it's just them. Like I
See,
don't. If they make it, cool. If they don't get someone else in
this
who can do the
to,
job.
yeah, but from
But
I'm saying from
besides them,
mhm.
all the policing stuff, it still has to go on. So
You would
even
think.
if whatever's happening with the Mosbys is happening,
Mhm.
why are the police still not doing their job? Why is the rest of city council not doing their
How
job?
about
Why
it?
is the mayor? So it's like, yeah, we can't put everything on them because they're
It's business as
irrelevant.
usual.
Like, because we could jump in their positions, if we had, the credentials. I'm saying, like anybody can replace them. I'm saying that has
Right.
the credentials. Just as far as the Mosbys are concerned, good luck to y'all, but whatever. So
I'm just gonna
I'm
make
I'm
this
more
last statement.
concerned about the kids, like you were saying.
Right. My whole thing is this: City Council, Baltimore. I'm getting ready to say DC government. Sorry, DC, not you this time. Baltimore City. We need to, like I said, clean house,
Yeah,
disinfect
yeah.
that whole shit
Yep. Get
because
in there with the
these
pledge.
people.
I mean, not
th-
pledge.
it's a
Lysol.
game that they keep playing. It's a game they
Yeah.
keep playing, and if they are caught in something, they always try to bring somebody down with them. It's always, but look, so and so did this as a
Right.
distraction. And I've been here for a long time, and I'm going to say this: I have never seen anybody do anything to help the city. You might say it in the beginning,
Yeah.
but there's no follow through. Tell me when the city's crime was actually going down. I'll wait.
Well, I think there's
Under
been
whose
I think
administration?
there's been people who have tried, but I think there's been barriers because that's what it always comes down to. There's plenty of people who have tried. Um,
Really though?
but the money, I mean, yeah, and I'm not talking about whoever you're talking about. I'm talking about anybody in Baltimore City who's actually tried to help these kids.
Yeah.
Like you can't say Safe Streets didn't try.
Oh,
So, I mean, whether they're good or bad now, the intention was good. Um, Even OSK, who I used to work for, the intention was good.
right.
But you have to
Execution
have the
was
right people working for the company, the right directors, stuff like that. So yes, organizations and people have tried, but I think a lot of the barriers again goes back to funding.
yeah.
I think a lot of these smaller organizations could
And
have a
not getting the
great
funding.
impact
They're not getting the funding.
if they had the money. And so they have a little bit here and there from the people in the community who either give them stuff or, donations or in kind or whatever. But I think there are people out there trying and who want to do something. Hell, we even tried with the homeless, but funding and just other stuff was the issue. But there's people out there trying, not always the right people, but it just comes down to who's willing to continue to put in the work, who can get the money. Because again, it's the same people who aren't doing shit who
True.
keep getting the money. Um, and yeah, it becomes so political once you start reaching offices. Like you want to talk about the mayor's office of this or the city's office of that. That's all too political. That's what I'm saying. Go back to grassroots. Go back to super local, because those are the people who are going to make the
Yeah.
impact. Farmer Nell, he made a great impact in his community. Him and the other people, because they were farming, they were growing vegetables,
And giving
and
it away.
and according to, again, the Sean King thing we were listening to, no, I'm sorry, this was Earn Your Leisure. They talk a lot about stocks and stuff. They're like, look, y'all, in about 2 or 3 years, things are gonna look a little different. With inflation and the stock market not doing well because of the war and everything else, I'm like, I need to get some land so I can
Yeah.
start planting my own stuff because food's gonna be high, and who knows what my job will look like.
Now you
You
got me
just don't
thinking about
know.
my backyard. What am I gonna
Yeah,
do
you
there?
just don't know in 2 or 3 years how things are gonna look.
Yeah.
I'm trying to invest and I haven't been able to in months because the stock market sucks because of
Okay.
the war and everything else. So, the pandemic and all that other stuff, and people can't afford anything.
Yeah.
Inflation, you guys won't raise minimum wage, but yet
Yeah.
inflation has skyrocketed
Yeah.
over the past however long. So, and now people are having more babies because like we said, oh, we gotta go to break. Went over time. We'll be right
I'm
back.
surprised I didn't see anything.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music.
Yeah, that's the sound of today's business community. It's a dog-eat-dog world and only the strong survive. The challenge is navigating the ever-changing business environment to put your business in the forefront. So how does your business keep up with the changes? That's where She's the Boss Network comes in. She's the Boss Network is an internet media network that's been helping businesses like yours get the exposure that you're looking for at reasonable cost by way of radio and video. They'll help you stay successful by navigating change and seeing the big picture. After She's the Boss Network analyzes your business and marketing strategies, you'll start to see a media presence like you've never seen in your business before. And She's the Boss Network doesn't stop there. They use their findings to create a practical plan of action.
Hey, I'm
Plan
Jenny
that'll get
James.
your
We're
business
neatly
from where
done
you are
carpet cleaner.
to where you
Probably
need to
been
be.
home a lot more.
There you go. Lock those dogs up for good by giving She's the Boss Network a call at 866-494-5945, extension 101, or by checking their website at she'sthebossradio.com. Again, that's 866-494-5945, extension 101, or she'sthebossradio.com.
Hey, I'm Jenny James for Neatly Done Carpet Cleaner. You've probably been home a lot more. Maybe you have kids like me who spill all the time, and you've noticed that your carpet's not looking so good. Why don't you call Neatly Done Carpet Cleaner? They use a dry extraction service, so you won't have wet carpet all day long, and you can get back to doing the things you love with your family immediately. And it's a way to make your room healthier while improving your indoor air quality. You can do tile, slate, granite, ceramic, area rugs, and yes, they're pet friendly too. Why don't you get a free, no obligation estimate today? NeatlyDoneSanAntonio.com.
You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think? You could listen to one of those other stations, but what would your friends think?
All right, y'all, we are back. We were just talking about drinking. Anyway,
I can't wait to get home.
getting back to less fun things.
Oh, I got one bottle left. No, two. Okay, never mind.
Getting back to less fun things. Yeah, so just to continue on with this article and our discussion, according to the report, and this is again about Nick Mosby, and just some more about the council. So according to the report, the city's ethic board provided the respondent with an opportunity to cure the violations. Respondent rejected such opportunity to cure, wrote board members. After its release, Mosby criticized the board and its fact-finding process and denied committing any ethics violations. And the violation was, oh my God, stop moving so fast. He violated the city's ethics code by receiving and failing to report funds that were contributed to a legal defense. So I'm not sure which part he's saying is not true, but apparently he's just denying all of it. Sean Kennedy with the Maryland Public Policy Institute finds similarities between Mosby's ethics case and the indictment his wife, State Attorney Marilyn Mosby, is currently facing. Every time they're held to account, the Mosbys cry victim when in fact it's their own doing, said Kennedy. The findings are now in the hands of city council members who must decide what, if any, action council president Nick Mosby must face. Brandon Scott could use his office and make a strong statement that this will not be tolerated, said Dr. Richard Batts, professor of rhetoric at Towson University. Okay. So, yeah, that's where they're at with that. But I don't remember what I was saying before the
I
break.
don't.
But,
We talk about
I
a lot.
want to just finish that up. Yeah, and unfortunately, my memory doesn't stretch that far. Short-term memory is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, just to kind of probably reiterate stuff we've already said. Um, yeah, I do want to go back again. I think it was talking about just like really super local people getting the funding that they need, because that's where I think true change is going to happen. I am tired of the politicizing of stuff. I'm tired of politicians and council members and whoever, blah blah blah, arguing, because you see it all the time with the federal level. We can't even get simple stuff passed because Democrats and Republicans always want to argue. Let's make these amendments. Let's scratch each other's back while at the same time stabbing each other in the back.
And fucking the
it's just,
constituents.
yeah, that too. And so it's just, it's frustrating because, we're sitting here like, okay, we the people, not we the politicians. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, we the people are
We
supposed to be
control
helping
this.
to run this country.
Mhm.
You guys are supposed to be deciding and we're discussing and voting things on our behalf, and you guys aren't. You guys are making this either, about your businesses overseas, your little money you got going on, and well, what's them islands? They hide away money, whatever. But,
Cayman.
yeah, so all this stuff that you guys got going on, but yet you're not thinking about us. You're not thinking about the poor people who could use $15 an hour, even though at this point, 30 is probably what's needed. But it's terrible because I know that one thing affects the other. I know that raising minimum wage could affect the small businesses. But I'm sure there's ways around that because progress has to be made.
Yeah.
We cannot stay in the economic state that we're in. It's just not going to work. Because they keep talking about this bubble and a recession and all this stuff. Pretty soon we're going to get hit with something, and we're not going to be prepared for it because all we do is argue. The federal government is going to sit there and talk about bailing this company out and that business out. Small businesses will lose their business. If something doesn't happen, I don't see great things happening for this country as far as the economy is concerned. So somebody's got to step up somewhere, and I don't know what that looks like in Baltimore City, or I'm gonna even just say Maryland, but Baltimore City in particular, as far as where to get these funds from.
Mm-hmm.
It would, I don't know what would make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, it would be nice if a casino was just like, oh, half of what we make in one night we'll give to Baltimore City schools or something, but that's not what's happening. Like, there's no scratching of the back, there's no community, there's no anything. And again, I don't know everything about how the money and funding works, so maybe the whole casino thing can't work. That's fine. There's other things that can, and something needs to happen.
Yeah. Okay.
Can
And
say.
I'm going to go back to initially when the contract with these casinos was
Established. Yeah.
established. The agreement was that their money they were supposed to donate towards. Their money was supposed to go to schools and infrastructure. Has that happened? Again, under who? Yeah. Okay.
Right. So,
I say burn the bridge. If you're gonna go down all the way.
and I'm gonna say this: Carol Ott, who again is an advocate, she's a tenant advocacy director, fair housing. Her last post I see here, one of them says poverty is deliberate, and I'd have to agree with that.
Mhm.
I think a lot of things are done. I'm not going to say intentionally because again, you make one decision, it will affect other things,
Right.
and sometimes badly.
It's a domino
effect,
effect.
and I understand that. But when you look at history, that's why it's important to look at the past 5-10 years and see what has been done,
Mhm.
because that's how you know what doesn't work. And so I do think if you look at that, you will see that a lot of things have been put in place, even by local government, that kind of keeps people where they are. And in that sense, yeah, poverty is deliberate, and it sucks because how are we ever supposed to kind of grow out of that?
Right.
Get out of that. You have families that do want to live
Above the poverty line.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another way to say that, but yeah, above like I was trying to think of normal, but again, what's normal? But as far as just living a stable life, and they can't do that because of a lot of barriers that are set in place. And I will acknowledge that some of those barriers are put in place by the people themselves. Because yes, there are people who will get a job and hold it for a month and just quit, and they know what they're doing. They just don't feel like working anymore. And then when they need some money, it's amazing because you hear people all the time saying, "I can't find a job. I can't find a job." Well, I need to hook you up with these other people because they can find a job. They just don't want to keep the job.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Those are the ones that
some,
can always find one. The one that don't want to
yeah,
work.
and that's my point. And some of them do have mental health issues or whatever going on that makes it a little difficult. But at the bottom line, there is therapy and possibly medication for that stuff to help level you out. But keeping a job is essential for your livelihood, because if not, then you're relying on the government to give you money. And I personally wouldn't want that because that limits how I can maneuver.
Right.
If I'm only getting like food stamps or TCA and stuff like that, well, that's only so much a month, and I can only move certain ways. And then when you add in kids, I mean, I'm fortunate, I guess fortunate enough not to have kids right now because I don't have to spend the money on them.
Right.
But
you got fatty pool.
But there are people who have 2, 3, 4 kids, more than that, and and even one kid. A friend of mine still giving her kid formula, but there's a shortage. And then I saw a few dumbasses doing some formula challenge where they're taking a scoop of it and putting it in their mouth. Yeah, that's what the hell we need right now, is for you to be wasting this.
That's why we're a joke. In everyone's eyes, we're a joke.
It just makes no sense. And social media, we could have 3-hour discussion about that. But social media, people want to get on there and be funny and do all this stuff for likes or whatever. That's the only reason why I would imagine you would do this. Like, why take a scoop of formula and shove it in your mouth? Like, for what? Especially during a shortage. Like, that's stupid. It's stupid if there wasn't a shortage. It's just idiotic now that there is. Because for one, Similac, I know, is very expensive.
Infamil too.
And so, and then there's people that I've seen, either seen stuff on or read or whatever, who, like, one, I think he just has a lot of allergies. And I want to say he's a teenager, or at least, a young kid, but he has a lot of allergies. So I think he drinks like Similac or like Pedialyte, like one of those type of things. But I think it's Similac because he's affected by the shortage. So it's like, he needs this to survive. And again, y'all are just scooping this stuff into your mouth. And
all these challenges are dumb as shit.
yeah, for real.
From the Tide Pod, from them licking ice cream in grocery stores and putting it back.
I just remember the one celebrity girl doing that. I didn't know that was like a whole thing.
That was a whole thing.
Because I only heard about her doing it.
Yeah.
But at any rate, we do have to go. It is 11 o'clock. So thank you for tuning into the show. I hope you learned something. Tune in next Tuesday at 10 o'clock. You can go to tunein.com, Shoutcast, that's the Alexa or Siri to play She's the Boss Radio. You can also go to she'sthebossradio.com and watch us there. Follow She's the Boss Radio on Facebook, She's the Boss Radio on Twitter, WSTBRN on IG, and WSTBR on Twitch and Tumblr. We're at Deplorable Rhetoric on Facebook, at Deplorable_Rhetoric on Instagram, and at We Rant to Rave, the number 2 on Twitter. Talk at y'all Tuesday.
We don't break the laws. We just make up our own. The internet's best choice for music. She's the boss. Radio Network.